you know?
Yeah, and then if you have the ability to have them come to you directly as opposed to all these other places, because at the at the end of the day, what people don't necessarily realize is, yeah, it's great to be able to have access to tons of music and have this monthly thing that you will
Right.
pay to either Apple or Spotify, but that doesn't actually support the artists who are making it. So if you look at it like this, if you were going to start a car rental company, you'd have to buy a bunch of cars before you could rent them.
Right.
But Spotify and Apple do not buy the songs or the music from the artists before
No.
they exploit it and get money for their ability to go ahead and monetize a membership or a subscription.
Yeah.
So, and then all of that stuff, it's like given back to the artist in nano pennies. And
Yeah.
it's just, it's crazy that it works that way. So, I mean, there was a thing where they said, I guess there were some figures from Spotify that showed that only 40,000 artists were able to make minimum wage on Spotify
Yeah.
out of the millions of songs and
Yeah.
millions of artists that are on there.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to look at that as being the best way for artists to continue with their craft. It's like if you're making music, it costs you money to make it, and you
Right.
put it out there, and somebody else gets to monetize it in a different way than it was originally even
Right.
created. It's, I mean, it's tough. And then you take away an artist's ability to tour. What are you
Yeah.
leaving them with?
Nothing. Yeah. Yeah. You basically, well, the haves always have, and the have-nots have always been, they always tell them to go fuck themselves. I mean, it really is, unless you make your own world, and the haves always have like, Beyonce's, you don't have to worry about her. Okay.
Yeah.
She's fine. The lights are paid for, and the her taxes are in check. But it's the ones that are kind of in brackish waters where you're have a name, can tour, can whatever, and everybody thinks, oh my god, it's like you're as rich as Beyonce. You're not, And if you start marginalizing creativity, even a bare bones record with real players done the right way, it's still going to cost you $30,000. Okay, but to get $30,000 out of Spotify, it would take years to monetize that, and that's if it was hit. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Fractional pennies does not add up as fast as people think.
Well, it takes 3.8 million streams for someone to make minimum wage on
Right.
Spotify.
Right.
So I wouldn't do that even in 10 years on my own music.
Yeah, and some bands are not like they're not stream friendly. It's like you'll get 2,000 people at a show, but their streams are low, and then subsequently you can get somebody who can't draw 500 people, but they have 8 million streams of a song,
Yeah.
and so it really is, touring really has been a lifeline for a lot of us, because it really is the direct connection between you and your audience.
And you know better than anyone that even with the touring, every venue takes a cut. You're like the cost of everything, a bus or multiple buses and trucks and all that stuff. You're talking thousands of dollars a day. And then by the time you get to the venue and you're selling a t-shirt or a CD, the venue, just because you're there and
Right.
you have it there, they go, oh yeah, we get to take at least 30%.
Right.
So, everybody's always got the hand in the pocket of the artists.
Yeah.
And their artists are used to it, but they're still not able to see the big picture enough to say, wait, I have to try to do some things where I have the ability to have a direct relationship with the fans. Because if everybody's still taking stuff and now you can't tour and you can't do that stuff,
what's left?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why we, I went through that. I mean, like, I was like, why am I even doing this anymore? I mean, it's going to just be giving it away, I mean, I like some venues, like in the major markets, they'll there's certain items on our merch that we won't sell because they're higher ticket items, and they want like 35 or 40%. And I'm like, well, okay, I want 35% of the beer. I want 35% of the hot dog.
Right.
Where's my cut of the mustard? But they're not doing that. I think the only artist I ever heard do that was Tony Bennett. I think Tony Bennett he had enough pull where if they were taking a percentage of his merch, he would get a percentage of the bar. I'm like, well, good on you, Tony. That's some old school shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he could do that, then